You might have seen posts and videos recently online about a major arms and ammunition interception by the Nigeria Customs Service, with claims linking it to notorious bandit leader Bello Turji. Today we're unpacking this story so you understand what's been reported, what's confirmed, and why this matters for national security and public safety. Take a deep breath and stay with me as we go through this carefully, because misunderstandings can spread quickly if we're not precise with the facts. Before we get into the specifics, please take a moment right now to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe if you want clear, balanced updates on important events like this. Drop a comment with your thoughts. We read them and they help shape future videos. According to online sources and community reports, the Nigeria Customs Service recently intercepted a large consignment of arms and ammunition that was being moved through one of the country's ports. Some social media posts suggest that this haul included hundreds of rifles and tens of thousands of rounds of live ammunition, and that the value could be in the billions of naira. The story being told on those platforms connects the seized items to supplies allegedly destined for bandit groups, including those linked with figures like Bello Turji. Now, let me be clear. Official statements directly tying this particular seizure to Bello Turji himself have not been widely published by major national news outlets at the time of making this video. What we do know from credible reporting is that the Nigeria Customs Service routinely intercepts prohibited weapons, illegal firearms, and large quantities of ammunition as part of its efforts to stop smuggling into and across Nigeria. For example, in January this year, the Nigeria Customs Service reportedly handed over 1,000 assorted arms and more than 2,000 live cartridges to the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons as part of routine enforcement work. This generated about N4.4 billion in revenue assessments. So when you hear claims about a billions naira bust related to a bandit leader, it's likely drawing on a mix of real customs enforcement actions and circulating online narratives about insecurity in northwest Nigeria. That region has been in the news for ongoing conflict between criminal armed groups and the state for many years, including attacks, kidnappings, and clashes with security forces. And Bello Turji is one of the most widely mentioned figures associated with that conflict. Pause for a moment and imagine how these developments feel to families and communities living with insecurity. Whether or not this specific arms seizure is directly linked to a named individual, the broader issue is that illegal weapons movement fuels violence and undermines safety across many parts of Nigeria. That's why customs interdictions of dangerous cargo, whether small arms hidden in containers or other contraband, matter for everyone. If customs can stop a shipment before it reaches a battlefield or criminal network, that's fewer weapons circulating where they shouldn't be. Let's walk through what would typically happen in a case like this. That when customs officers detect something suspicious, maybe because of irregular shipping documents, tips from intelligence partners, or unusual container markings, they open a more detailed inspection. If prohibited arms or ammunition are found, they seize the consignment and document everything. Those items can later be handed over to authorities responsible for small arms control to prevent misuse. But it's important to separate reported procedure from viral claims. At this stage, aside from social media posts and one video showing a seizure, there has not been a widely circulated official press release from the Nigeria Customs Service with audited figures or verified links to specific criminal groups. Responsible reporting requires us to be cautious. We don't want to spread information that might be incomplete or mischaracterized. And that's precisely why open, transparent communication from government agencies matters, so that Nigerians can understand what's really happening rather than relying on unverified posts. If customs or security agencies release fuller details, that will help journalists and citizens alike make sense of events without speculation. Just like now, feel free to like, comment, and share your questions or what you've heard about this topic on other platforms. Your engagement helps us bring more clarity to these complex issues. What makes this kind of news significant isn't just the headline number or the name attached. It's what it reveals about broader trends in security and governance. Nigeria has long struggled with the illegal movement of weapons across borders, and seizures by customs are one important front line in that effort. Yet these actions can disrupt supply chains used by criminal groups and help security forces build cases against traffickers. They also send a message to smugglers that authorities are watching and acting. At the same time, communities living in affected regions, some of whom have experienced violent incidents and displacement, are keen for effective, humane security responses that protect civilians and uphold the rule of law. In that sense, accurate information is part of the solution. It helps citizens understand the risks, supports accountability, and strengthens trust where possible. If you're watching this and wondering what difference one seizure makes, think about it this way. Each interception is a preventive measure. Arms and ammunition moved unchecked can end up in the hands of people who use them to commit crimes, kidnap, or terrorize neighbors. Stopping those movements helps reduce that risk.